if you had learned that commitments mean nothing, even this band will mean nothing. Have you seen this thing? It's not a magic wand. It doesn't make men stop chasing after you on the road. It doesn't mean they don't catch your fancy. It doesn't mean you don't get attention. It doesn't mean you don't see other guys and say, wow, my goodness, that's some work of art. It just means you've taken a decision. You're not able to dissociate Cinderella and Disney princesses and their stories from real life. You're going to be in trouble. You don't no longer love your boyfriend. You're no longer interested in loving him. Because anybody you want to love, you will love. Love is a decision. If there's nothing else you gained from this, please remember what I said. I said love is a verb, it's a doing word. It's an action that you decide to take. It's not something that you feel and suddenly you're not feeling it again. A lot of people cannot handle a relationship. And so they are dating their boyfriend along with their entire circle of friends. They and their 3 roommates are girlfriending their boyfriend. Everything you discuss with him, you come back home to talk about it. You come back to seek their opinion about every damn thing. You take all of them on even your dates. Like, why? How? And I want to be safe. Find a neutral place to meet. You don't have to go to his house. That's why I took a girlfriend. I didn't want to be alone with him. Arrange to meet him in celebrities. Go and meet him in ShopRite. Go for a movie. You don't have to go to his place. But please, be discreet about what is discreet. Because all this dragging everybody along, I want to know what they think. Actually, you're just showing off. He's really fine. He's really rich. He's comfortable. He really loves you to pieces. And you just feel the urge to shalaye. It will not end in praise. You're dating a married man. You don't have any problem with it. You're not thinking twice about it. You're dating someone and you have Mugu 1, Mugu 2, Mugu 3 on your phone. You don't think there are repercussions. You're feeling smart, keeping all your options open. That's how you are rationalizing it. Meanwhile, you're just a skank. That's what you are.
Okay, so the 7th question is, how do you handle rejection as a guy? How do you get a lady to love you and accept to spend the rest of her life with you?
Okay, so first things first, you have to think deeply before moving. There are some guys who have no problem with asking 77 girls out. By now, they should be pros at handling rejection. But if you are a guy and you are spiritual, the first thing you can do is to ask God for direction. He's not an author of confusion, and every girl is not your wife. Not even every sister in the same fellowship. They are not all your wives. No, thank you, sir. They are not. So don't start this, if she does not agree, I will go here. If she does not agree, I will now go there. No. Think about it. Observe the person. You can come close as a regular friend, a platonic friend, and then say, okay, I want to take this to the next level. And then move. You just have to open your mouth and say something. The fear of rejection makes a lot of guys hang around a girl without ever saying anything. Because they don't want to hear no. Arrange your ear to hear no. So when you hear yes, you'll be happy and grateful.
True.
But don't just remain in the friend zone. And then when she goes ahead to introduce her man to you, you will now start all you materialism girls. Oh guy, you not talk anything. You have been hanging around. I thought you enjoyed my company. Simple and short. Anything that is not said was not said. It's just like clacking. Anything you did not document, you did not do. So you must open your mouth and speak and talk and say what you want. Once it gets to the point where the girl has to be asking you, so what are we? What is this relationship all about? Where are we going to? You're not going anywhere. I just tell the girl, Pico, take a walk. After you finish all this, your jam question, pack your bag and go. Because when a guy wants you, He will not wait for you to start asking him for definition of what you're doing. He will define it straight up. How do you get a lady to love you and accept to spend the rest of her life with you? I don't know. I think maybe a guy should tell you how. I can only tell you that I accepted to spend the rest of my life with my husband because around me he was himself. He was himself and I liked what I saw. That was basically it. He was pleasant, he was outgoing. I liked the fact that he was firm. He would say something and stick to it. He was brutally honest. Some other people thought he had a terrible mouth. But I liked that honesty. I had been with a dishonest guy. I had been with a sleek, dishonest guy. I had zero tolerance for bullshit by the time I met him. And he ticked all my boxes. I think basically that's the real game. I don't know what girls today want to caveat emptor. I don't know how to get a lady to love you and accept to spend the rest of her life. I've just shared how I followed somebody. So ask a guy to help you, Biko.
Okay. The 8th question is, how do I tell my boyfriend I no longer love him?
Okay, so 2 things. Number 1 is that you do not no longer love your boyfriend. I just wanted to explain to you. You are no longer interested in loving him. You know, we are still in this point where we think love is a blanket that Cupid just throws on top of us. And then after a while it falls off. And then if he throws it on top of you again, you'll fall in love. And then fall out of love. Once we get that thing, I'm trying to help my children though, because I think it starts from a very small age. If you're not able to dissociate Cinderella and Disney princesses and their stories from real life, you're going to be in trouble. You don't no longer love your boyfriend. You're no longer interested in loving him. Because anybody you want to love, you will love. Love is a decision. If there's nothing else you gained from this, please remember what I said. I said love is a verb, it's a doing word. It's an action that you decide to take. It's not something that you feel. And suddenly, you're not feeling it again. So this girl no longer loves her boyfriend and wants to ask how to tell him. I would say, please tell him very fast. Fast is how to tell him, please. Quickly. Also. Please don't waste any human being's time at all. Not fair. So, if you think you don't have the guts to tell him, break up on the phone, break up on WhatsApp, break up on telegrams, video call, anyhow, but SMS, off your data and just break up on text message so that it's brief and straight to the point, and so he doesn't get to send you plenty messages. Off your data for the next 1 week and officially you are single. Have you heard? Please break up fast.
The next question is, I feel very lonely. How do I avoid this feeling of this loneliness?
The first way to avoid, or how do I say it? One of the ways that you should not employ to avoid this loneliness is getting a boyfriend or a girlfriend. A lonely person is a burdensome spouse. A lonely person is a burdensome partner. There's no human being in this life that was created by the Lord to come and just make you not feel lonely. Please. So sort yourself out before seeking a relationship. A relationship is not what you need. You need purpose in life. You're not feeling lonely. You're feeling useless. That's the real definition of this you're feeling. So if you can find purpose, if you can go back to God, if you can find company in other people, classmates, friends, and start to straighten out what you like to do, what you feel good doing, what you want to do for God, what you want to do for humanity, your family, and so on and so forth, you will find out that you will be alone many times, but you don't feel lonely. So please don't just start with this, I'm always lonely. You have roommates, you have classmates, you're taking classes, you are still feeling lonely. Sister, you are feeling useless. That's the real thing you are feeling. So try to find use for yourself. And then when the relationship happens, you will be a complete person. with a complete personality, with a list of likes and dislikes, with things that interest you and those that disgust you, with interesting things that you're already involved with. Think about that person now. Just put yourself in his or her shoes. Would that person like to date you as you are now? No, please.
Okay, so the third question is, I have broken up with several of my boyfriends and they have never even tried to come back to me. Now I'm beginning to doubt myself and I think I must have a problem.
You have a problem. Then your first problem is this your serial monogamy. That's the thing you must cease and desist from. I don't know how old you are to have had several boyfriends already. But I think it's just sad. I'm sure if I talk to this person, you had a sexual relationship with most of these boyfriends. And they have come. And they have walked all over you. And they have all gone. Now you're left alone, lonely, useless, feeling empty, and doubting yourself whether there is really something wrong with you. First and foremost, I have a feeling that you are one of those, like the last question that was asked, that feel that you need a companion, one single friend, special, assistant husband, pretending husband. No. No, you don't. You don't. I'm telling you the truth, oh, you don't. I went through school. The one person that even asked me out that I now agreed was the slick person I talked to you people about. That in a few months I had seen him for the dishonest person he was, and I fled. And I was doing my day. So if you're somebody who has occupied themselves, you don't even have to be a fellowship person like I was, but I was so busy that I did not notice my manlessness. I was a student union politician. I was Speaker of the House. Excuse me. I was really busy. So you should be. And before you know what's happening, you won't know whether there was anything wrong with you or not. For now, you're not doing anything else. So all you're doing is examining all these failed relationships and wondering what you did wrong. I don't know what you did wrong. I wasn't close by. But obviously, there were vibes that you were giving out that just made this guy not these guys. He did not say I've broken up with a few of her boyfriends. She said several. Several is a major deal. It's a big deal. So if you've had several boyfriends, yet you broke up with all of them, and sadly none of them even tries to call back, try to come back, and how you're sounding, if any of them ever tried to come back, you would have just rushed that person like a Russian because of this your loneliness.
True.
No, you need to calm down and find yourself. When men meet clingy women, they run fast from them. So I'm guessing you may be that kind of person. Attention-seeking devices. They are energy-sapping devices all the time. So if around someone, all you're doing is draining him, you're draining him of money, you're draining him of energy, you're draining him of, you're constantly demanding attention. Generally around you, he doesn't feel that you fill in anything into his life. You're just taking. He will leave. He will not look back. He won't call you back on phone. So just think about it, do the analysis, go through and audit yourself. Were you an interesting partner? There are a lot of girls that are tabula rasa. The guy goes over to football, zilch, you don't know anything about it. He comes out of football and forgives you, you're not a fan, and goes into politics. You don't even know who the governor of Enugu State is. He comes out from politics and starts asking you about finance. You don't know. Even the medicine and surgery you're studying, he starts asking, what is your future plan? What specialization are you thinking about? What do you want to do? Which part of medicine? Are you thinking about this? You are not thinking. No idea. Nah. He will not call you back on phone after he leaves. Life is too short to spend it with an uninteresting person. So I think you need a lot of building up. And your self-esteem has taken a battering. So you need to build that up. So don't be in a hurry to get into another relationship with a guy. It is not that something is wrong with you. And doubting yourself will not help matters. What I said you should do is audit yourself. and whatever you notice is the problem, begin now to work on it ahead of the next relationship.
Okay, the 11th question says, how do I handle my close friend and my boyfriend ending up together after several confrontations? He kept denying it until he couldn't anymore, and finally I now found that they're actually having something together and they are now dating. How do I handle the feeling?
It's a terrible feeling, but you have to handle it. Betrayal is painful, and you were betrayed by two people, not even one. Your boyfriend and your close friend. I want to just tell you to move on and keep a distance with these people, both the boyfriend, both the girlfriend. Just wish them well and move on. You were better off without either of them. Both of them. They shouldn't be in your life. Please don't go back to follow her status, to monitor her. I beg. That monitoring spirit thing is a very, very time-consuming career. Come out of there. Don't do that. Don't. Wish them well and move on. But I want to address a few things, because a lot of young girls are really silly. A lot of people cannot handle a relationship, and so they are dating their boyfriend along with their entire circle of friends. They and their 3 roommates are girlfriending their boyfriend. Everything you discuss with him, you come back home to talk about it. You come back to seek their opinion about every damn thing. You take all of them on even your dates. Like, why? How? And I want to be safe. Find a neutral place to meet. You don't have to go to his house. That's why I took a girlfriend. I didn't want to be alone with him. Arrange to meet him in celebrities. Go and meet him in ShopRite. Go for a movie. You don't have to go to his place. But please, be discreet about what is discreet. Because all this dragging everybody along, I want to know what they think. Actually, you're just showing off. He's really fine. He's really rich. He's comfortable. He really loves you to pieces. And you just feel the urge to shalaye. It will not end in praise. Like this one is now ending in premium tears. So it's not after you have finished acting that kind of Nigerian movie and it now has this dramatic end and you are now wondering what's happened to your life. No, you carry your Matago Iroko TV. It has ended like Nigerian film now. So once it is not that, and these people were just outright dishonest with you, this guy met you and then suddenly met the person beside you and began to prefer this person and wouldn't open his mouth and say so. And this girl felt there was nothing untidy about suddenly dating someone that was dating her friend. Ha. These people should not be around you, ne? Allow them to just go. Allow them to go. But I think you should remember what I've said today. And if any of it was a part of how you were dating this guy, then please apply more wisdom when you meet someone next. It's okay to say, come and see me in my room, meet my friends, and so on and so forth. But as much as possible, please keep your relationship between yourself and the person. Give yourself time to get to know that person and know if you want to commit. And when you commit to a person, you are the one that committed to him, not you and your siblings, not you and your girlfriends. No, they do that thing, I beg. Please, let exclusivity mean exclusivity.
So the 12th question is, what do you think about romance before marriage? I'm in a long distance relationship and we do every other thing except sex whenever we see, maybe 3 times a year. We know our boundaries and we have respect for each other, and this has kept us strong. What do I do?
Okay, so my thoughts about relationships are framed by my personality as a Christian, and so I will give you that perspective. Now, I don't know if the person who asked this is a Christian, so forgive me if these my values do not gel with yours. So I know about long distance relationships. I was in one. When I met my husband, he was a medical student in UNEC and I was a pharmacy student in Osaka campus. That relationship became even more distant when he moved to Kaduna to do his internship and moved to Edo State for youth service. We married immediately after that. But throughout, I can say we were in a long distance relationship. And so I know how it is when you feel you've missed someone and suddenly they're around. And I'm not understanding exactly what you mean by romance, but I want to situate it in this with this perspective. I think you're talking about physical intimacy and what I think about it before marriage. Now, I'm of the opinion and of the old school mentality that you should keep sex for marriage. I think sex is heavy enough and it should only be with someone you're extremely secure with. I'd hate for anybody to have the kind of thing that is happening to this other girl, this celebrity, that her matter is all over the internet. It's very sad when I see people trivialize sex. God made it such a beautiful thing and created the environment in which you could do anything you want to do and not be mocked or, your story doesn't need to be on the street. So when I see young girls opening themselves up so much before marriage, I'm very worried. Very worried. Aside from whether you actually believe in the sanctity of marriage, in sex being a covenant relationship, even secularly, trivializing your body is a bad idea. Always is. So how then do you manage the raging hormones when you're trying to keep away from having sex? You must take practical steps. Don't believe okay, we're okay, it's keeping us strong. I've seen the tone of your message, and for now you're very confident that you're fine, you're in a good place with this young man. I am not a bearer of bad news. I would hate to sound like one, but I just want to tell you to be careful. First of all, when you keep pulling someone on, giving the person lips, breast, butt, fingering, heavy petting, maybe oral sex next, it's a slow fade, my sister. You will finally end up sleeping with that person, qualitatively and quantitatively. So I think you're better off drawing back. That's number one. Number two, another thing that happens when the person comes very close to you and goes almost all the way and finally still never penetrates, he finds someone else to do it. I'm sorry to break it to you, but it will be very difficult to say surely that two of you are in a good place, that two of you are abstaining, that you are just heavy petting. It's the sad reality. So I think you should think long and hard about it. I would advise that anything that will set up a raging storm, by the time he leaves and you leave, you're completely aroused, he's completely aroused, he's looking for what to do to himself, you're looking for what to do to yourself. I would advise that you keep away from it, please. So that if for any reason this relationship ends up not working, you can walk away with your head up high. It's one of the things I'm most grateful to God for. So that you don't meet someone and you're cringing. Meanwhile, you're standing with your then husband and maybe your child, and you can't look that guy in the face. Don't do it to yourself. Don't. So don't allow somebody's hands all over. You don't need all those paw prints all over your body. It's not just whether he broke your hymen or whether there's penetrative sex. Those are irrelevancies. Stop opening yourself up more and more to this person. And I don't understand what's keeping you so long in this relationship. Whatever it is, please, people should start to speed up things. This is the reason why I don't like long-drawn relationships, stretched out relationships. When my parents used to discourage us, talk about it a lot, I just felt they were old school people. But in every single one of 5 of us, we saw the reasons why they had their conditions. In fact, for my dad, you must fix the white wedding before you come and tell him, and then he'll fix the trad events 2 weeks or 1 week before your white wedding. There was no case of coming to pay bride price, a jewel, and think about it for another 1 year. True. Even the bride price he will not take from you. After all, he can take bride price today and tomorrow you do wedding. What's your problem? So fix wedding. Once you want to marry his daughter, go and fix wedding. Don't worry about his own money. He will tell them. It's for him to put balls. They will come. And then he will fix everything else behind that white wedding. Because we're doing this one now. By Easter, we'll now do the other one. Then we hope by December of 2022, we would have rounded up. Then by then, you have done test marriage. Then by then, you have started pissing each other off. Then by then, he's still wondering, I still have a leeway to get out of this, because I'm not sure I want to still be here with this person. And by then you're totally broken. You have given him everything, body inclusive. Not fair. So please think about yourself first. Think about yourself. You say people are going on strong with just about this amount of physical intimacy 3 times a year. Praise the Lord, though. But please think about what I've said to you.
Okay, so the last question is it not right that as you are dating someone, you should also try out other guys, since your present guy is actually not married to you?
Don't walk a highway. Okay, so what is he to you? This your present guy. Because when you ask someone out and when you say I'm dating someone, you imply exclusivity. It means I'm trying to know this person to know if we can marry, and marriage is in the works. So why are you dating other guys? Is he giving you the impression that he's not serious? Please don't date other guys. Let me explain to you why.
Did not say date so other guys, like hanging out, maybe free food.
No. He says, why shouldn't I try out other guys?
Oh, okay.
That's trying out.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, trial, please. Remember that habits once formed are very difficult to shed off. I talk with a lot of young girls and they say, Auntie, calm down. At least when I marry, I'll not have married. Then I will be very, very, what would I say? Then I'll practice fidelity. If you had learned that commitments mean nothing, even this band will mean nothing. Have you seen this thing? It's not a magic wand. It doesn't make men stop chasing after you on the road.
Okay,
it doesn't mean they don't catch your fancy. It doesn't mean you don't get attention. It doesn't mean you don't see other guys and say, wow, my goodness, that's some work of art. It just means you've taken a decision. Start rehearsing it now, madam. You can't tell me because he's not married to you, he doesn't get any respect. But he's not married to you too, but you will feel bad if he was cheating on you. So please don't do it. You reap what you sow. That thing used to frighten me so much as a young person. But young girls nowadays are so careless about their lives. You're dating a married man, you don't have any problem with it, you're not thinking twice about it. You're dating someone and you have Mugu 1, Mugu 2, Mugu 3 on your phone. You don't think there are repercussions? You're feeling smart, keeping all your options open. That's how you are rationalizing it. Meanwhile, you're just a skank. That's what you are. Please, it's possible to learn differently. So learn to put your money where your mouth is. If you do not have respect for spoken word, even taking vows in front of a priest will not change it. So when you say, I agree to a relationship, please agree. Put your mind and your body and soul in that relationship. Don't try anything. Don't be trying out anything. It is just not fair to anybody. Don't do to anybody what you wouldn't want anyone to do to you. So that's my response to that. I think it goes both ways, though, even for guys.
How about what if the man, like, what if it's because you just want just free food, like you don't want you want to do anything with the person, like there are other guys, you understand, but like probably you don't just eat free food, all this kind of thing.
I saw all those things in school and it used to make me very amused. Some girls wouldn't even enter Okada. Then it was Okada, now there are no bikes. If there wasn't anyone around to pay for it. Did you come to school empty-handed or what? And then you've acquired so many funny tastes. And maintaining it is a difficult thing now for you. So because of it, you need to have 4, 5 plugs. 4, 5 men. Some of them, all of them, sometimes demanding sex from you and you giving freely. Without commitment to any of them. It's all shades of wrong. All shades of wrong. Yes, I know that exclusivity means everybody else will also face their front. That's why you should make that decision carefully. So if this guy is not what you being exclusive to, then dump him and move on to the one who is. But by all means, don't be stringing guys along. After all, I didn't tell him anything. After all, he didn't tell me anything. But you know this guy likes you. You know this guy wants you. You're just preying on him because he's free dinner every night. Not fair. Not fair, please. Don't do it.
Hey. Okay, so this is the end of the video. Thank you so much, Ma, for this beautiful video.
Thank you for having me.
I learned so much.
I had so much fun. The persons were interesting. I really hope it helps someone.
Yes, I really hope it helps anyone, that the person that sent these questions and everything. So thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and comment. And you guys, she's a baker. Well, I'm going to do a little vlog of this place so you can come and patronize her baking business. I even think of buying cake safe. So you guys, now take care of yourself. Bye.